I got it.
Is there
Give it a
anybody else
space.
here? I don't want to know, because I'm saying that you.
Are you ready there from you? Ready for it? Let's check that. Awesome. Mike, I hope you can hear us well. If you can't, then go ahead and text me. I'll see if I can figure it out. But this is week 2 of the BCM. And the last week we went over the true meaning of love. Now we're going to go over the true meaning of faith, which is a word that is sometimes misused. But what is the meaning of faith? Thinking of the meaning of faith, anytime I think of the meaning of faith, I always tend to get it wrong. Because faith, I always think it's just having faith in something, as in just believing. But I've soon to learn that faith is a complete trust and confidence in someone or something. Crazy thing is that we've all experienced faith throughout the day. Emily is experiencing faith now, sitting on top of the desk. That could fall out on me. Yes. I had faith that this computer was going to start. We have faith that the Wi-Fi is not going to go down. The lights are going to come off. The light switch is going to work. We experience faith each and every day. But what is the difference between the faith in our lives with Christ and the faith that there is with a chair, say the lights? Faith in God in certain situations is very hard. You can notice when the faith isn't quite the same, because you go up there and flip the light switch, then there's no second thought behind it. It's just flip, and it works. That's how faith in our life with God should truly be. We move on to Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he who comes to God must believe that He is, and He is the rewarder of those who seek Him. We can look through the Bible, many different stories of faith. We can look at David, look at Samson, we can look at Moses. David had the faith to go up against Goliath, someone that entire armies were completely afraid of. But in the end, he overcome despair, and he gave all praise to God. Moses was afraid that he wasn't able to talk, he wasn't able to speak to crowds, to public. God gave him a way to work around it. He gave someone to speak for him. And at the end, when he was at the end of his ministry, he was actually talking in front of crowds without even a second thought. That is faith in order of progress. So Ashton, this is your big hoorah, brother. I need you to come sit in this chair. How much faith do you have in this chair? I've actually bought it. That's awesome. You want to lean back as far as you can? Awesome. Physics. No. But did you have a little bit of doubt? Yes. A big point to faith is that me speaking into your head. I told you about it before you were going to sit down. I was like, hey, you don't know what the ending of this is going to be, but I'm messing with this chair. Don't let other people get into your ear and ruin the faith that you do have. Because let's say that that's a huge opportunity, right? Someone's just like, yeah, I know this is a huge opportunity. You can make it to like make it be a dentist or whatever, right? And someone gets into your ear saying, hey, it's impossible, it's really hard to do, it's gonna just cost more time. But it's something that God has truly put on your heart. Are you gonna let that person talk you away from that opportunity? Or are you gonna step out in faith and take the seat? But I wasn't gonna put you in any kind of harm's way. I know it's a lot. It's sad to put it on camera. Ephesians 2:8-9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. I can get into this. I can get into this a lot. There's so much you can pull from this singular verse, but we're not going to go that deep into it because then some arguments would be made amongst people. But we have to learn and remember that it's not our own doing. This is the grace of God. He sent his son to die on the cross for our sins. We didn't do this by works. We didn't do this by going off and doing it our own way. And I love how it says it is a gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Would you boast if no, would you boast if you're one of the few people that was going to make it even? Some would. A lot of people still do. And a lot of people would boast about anything. Being prideful and something that you've done is also a step back from where you need to be in your walk with Christ. So I'm glad that's added into it, kind of really builds on it is the gift of God and not our works. Matthew 17:20. I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you will say to these mountains, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Mustard seed. I used to have this little keychain, it's like a little glass circle, and it had the mustard seed in it. You don't realize how small mustard seeds truly are until you see them. They're like that. Absolutely tiny. And for him to say that if you have the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, you can tell mountains to move here and there, which is really wild to think about because I would say a lot of us do have some faith, but then we go off and try to do these things, and as soon as we step foot out into that opportunity, into a place where God says, hey, have faith, we can't show true faith as we do with chairs, for example. If we all had the faith that we have for the chairs that we sit in, for the vehicles that we drive, that it would start up, go, or not fall through when we sit down, we would be moving mountains. We'd see a revolution. We'd see true love that God has truly shown and true meaning of faith. So the true meaning of faith. True meaning of faith is 100% believing in what God has said, what God's going to do, and what Jesus has already done. But what are we going to do with our faith? Are we going to run from it? Or are we going to step up? Like Ashton showed a while ago, he says, I 100% believe in it. You had no clue what I did in that chair. Now, at first, I was going to go ahead and let you fall. Because it would be funny, and me and Emily would probably die laughing. But I didn't. Something to unpack. Don't let people get in your head. Especially when it comes to faith. Don't let people get in between you and God. 2, when God is speaking, listen. Because sometimes it's not our faith that draws us back into ourselves. And 3, third point is be looking for other people's faith. Maybe you're the only person that sees this position going on in a friend's life or a family member's life, and you can see a step of faith that they might need to be taken. Now, do not overstep that boundary because you can lead them away or you can lead them astray. But we're all here trying to help one another, trying to help spread the gospel truly means, and faith is a huge part of it. Without faith, are we truly Christians?